wasn't walking. I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say this nicely. Chrisean need to go sit down somewhere, and she need to get this baby some help. She need to get herself some help. She need to stop engaging with all this internet shit and beef and all this shit and keep back and forth with that boy lying and playing on y'all mind. Cause she ain't never played on mine. I don't pay her no attention. I already know she fucked up in the head. But it's making me mad that this baby can't run, get down and walk. And I'm looking at him right here. It's clear that things are wrong with him. So why she ain't taking this baby, I don't get this. But we don't know what she doing behind closed doors. We don't. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't think she doing that. I just don't think so. Because she like to document every fucking thing. She'd have been documented that. That shit don't make no fucking sense. Get your ass off the internet.
In reference to the lengthy conflict between Tia Kemp and Chrisean Rock, which has surprisingly revived Tia. Kemp has fired the most rounds. Kemp's direct comments and parenting advice are disliked by Chrisean Rock, and her cashier dismisses Kemp's opinions without being impressed by her unsolicited advice, saying Kim finds it difficult to keep her mouth shut and instead talks about everyone and everything in the hip-hop industry sector. She struggles to distinguish between this critical evaluation and genuine concern. Since Kemp frequently criticizes Chrisean Rock's parenting, she has something to say about everyone. But this time she focuses on her young children specifically. Kemp reprimanded Crone for her blunt and harsh remarks and for not showing genuine concern for her child.
Chrisean need to go sit down somewhere, and she need to get this baby some help. She need to get herself some help. She need to stop engaging with all this internet shit and beef and all this shit and keep back and forth with that boy lying and playing on y'all mind. Cause she ain't never played on mine. I don't pay her no attention. I already know she fucked up in the head. But it's making me mad that this baby can't run, get down and walk. And I'm looking at him right here. It's clear that things are wrong with him. So why she ain't taking this baby, I don't get this. But we don't know what she's doing behind closed doors. We don't.
Since many followers have viewed Kemp's severe assessment as more demeaning than sincere concern, there has been a social media outcry. Kemp's criticism appears to be supported by recent events at Blueface's Los Angeles home, where she was purportedly evicted despite Chrisean's attempts to make amends. For those who haven't been following Kemp, Chrisean Conley disagrees with the rapper's assertion that her health problems are keeping her from being a good mother. She once made headlines online when she got into a fight with him, a move that got everyone talking. Crotch chose to have a large blue face tattooed on her cheek, which drew more criticism from social media sites than she had anticipated. One of the critics TMP recommended in 2024 that she put more of her attention on being a mother and less on our poisonous relationship. Kemp stated, "Girl, I thought I liked you when you had that little big-faced baby look like Charles Barkley. What are you doing? We want to check to see if he is crawling because we're trying to observe milestones. You should be able to support his body by now. And I hope he's holding his head up because I can sense your mother is telling you this. Baby, you had 2 years to go about and bully everyone after Rocky Ducky went to a rock-off with the Flintstones. Girl crotch. Send the baby to daycare or something so he can learn to crawl and bring Mr. Purpleface with you when you buy." 'Cause of her pregnancy, Christine's child, and her tumultuous connection with her baby daddy came to light. There have been many highs and lows for Blueface, including violent incidents and contentious moments that have been covered by media sources and circulated on social media. Yes, to answer your questions, Rock and I are officially done. In 2023, Ken posted a series of positive pregnancy tests on Instagram claiming to be pregnant. Blueface replied, "I tried it, and clearly it wasn't giving before she announced," ostensibly suggesting that Blueface is the father of her unborn kid. "I know you all thought she was all about me, and I agree, but the truth is what it is, and my BM would be helpful." Blueface vehemently denied her claims that they were no longer together and raised questions about the child's paternity, saying that she was carrying someone else's child, not mine, and that she had dated 10 other men in the year prior to when I saw a DNA test. It is a warning sign that she must have been drinking during her pregnancy. The matter became even more heated when Carissa's Stafford Blueface's mother, who also joins Tokyo on the Zeus Network's A Podcast, stepped in. Because of their stunning appearance, Tony and Kent intervened to deny the pregnancy claims and imply that the whole thing was a fabrication. These three women from the Anti-Podcast are well known for their bizarre internet antics, which cover a variety of subjects and have led to interactions with some well-known individuals. They routinely go viral. Kemp's opposition spokesperson in response to Chrisean's pregnancy, Carissa, stated that she was not at all pregnant and that she never passes up the chance to voice her thoughts. She also stated that if the Mon permitted such an exercise, he would be revoked. Earlier that month, in September 2023, one of her ex-boyfriends gave birth to a child. Ronnie posted a startling image of the child on his Instagram stories, stating, "You are not the father." At first, dubious of the paternity claims, Blueface soon conceded to Ronnie's claims because things were getting out of control. "Until I saw this, I thought I was tripping too," he said. And he is claiming the same thing as well. She sort of told herself as she celebrated the news on social media and expressed joy at his newfound clarity. Blueface added, "I got one DM and 2 kids till further notice," to a screenshot of Ronnie's message. "I'm free, which is the best news I've received all year," he wrote in a subsequent tweet. "When I read about the DNA test, it sounded a little strange. It was a fake, and I had no control over it. In addition, why would you have a baby in Baltimore when you and the supposed father reside in Los Angeles?" He even brought up a phony paternity test that Khan had previously performed. "I didn't think it was my child, but I knew something wasn't. Right?" Face emoji in reaction to tweets with blue faces when he displayed his penis. Christine said, "Do you know how angry I was? I remain repulsed. He is so awful that he is at a loss for Riaz. She was grateful that he had chosen to shun her. And her kid. You're in the way anyway, so I'm glad you won't leave us alone," she said. Despite the initial paternity dispute, Crotch seemed to have chosen Blueface as the father of her child. And their relationship has become more strained as a result of Carissa's earlier remarks regarding the possibility of Crotch and Blueface trying to get married in order to keep their romance going. When Carrera recorded Con and Cares at the exclusive dinner celebrating Blueface's restaurant reopening in January, where they each live-streamed separately, their past came to light. According to reports, Blueface asked his mother to respect his decisions, and she promised to do her best to do so. Chrisean objected, saying, "We just didn't like the recording part. We just didn't like the clout chasing." Her companion went on to tenor.
We not on that though. We just didn't like the recording part, maybe.
Yeah, we didn't like the...
That Tia Camp and Kemp are no strangers to online disputes, and their ongoing battle has entertained followers ever since. As the social media frenzy surrounding Chrisean and her child intensifies, Tia Kent must have been compelled to review her criticism of her parenting. She told her to stay away from the commotion on the internet and focus on her baby, Cash. Kemp offered unwelcome parenting advice when many fans thought Crook's response to Kemp's most recent comments was more damaging than helpful. When Kemp only stated that a phone call would have been a better approach to handle Kim's issues and urged her to avoid bringing them up in public. The argument between Kemp and Chrisean heated up in January 2024.
Go back to clapping those saggy of yours. Just go back to mother, bro. You feel me? All you gotta do is, man, encourage the next mother, pray for the next mother, be there for the next mother. Passing judgment, trying to be funny, like I don't got feelings. You already did this before, auntie. And you nobody, aunt, we don't know you. You're a fun lady, but we don't know you, bro. In real life, we don't know you, bro. You feel me? And even if you was my aunt, just call me like you really love me, bro. You don't know what's really going on for real, what's really going on for real. Like, I don't know what's really going on with your kid, bro. But you will want us to pray for him, right? When he got stabbed up. I pass judgment. Oh, he outside. He banging.
Fans have taken sides in this internet argument, Penn advised Ken to focus on getting her son off the streets instead of offering her unwanted advice. While Crochet's friends praised her for standing up for herself and her son and said Kemp's remarks were mostly intended as a form of humiliation, Kim's kid was involved in a drive-by shooting last October that injured a man in his 60s when he was delivering drinks to a grocery store. This work alludes to that unsettling episode, following the emergence of allegations against her and her son Kemp. She was compelled to post a statement denying her son's role in the event. Some of Kemp's supporters countered that her questions regarding the baby's health were reasonable and that her harsh comments were warranted. It's clear that this rivalry won't be settled anytime soon, regardless of supporters' sentiments. This dispute raises concerns about whether social media is the right platform for these discussions. On social media, Croc and the T-Camp have a history of debating whether it's fair to express such concerns about Croc's parenting. Their arguments frequently swing between genuine concern and harsh criticism. Nevertheless, it is regarded as a component of the anti-podcast every time they harbor resentment toward Kashim. However, the speculation that Kashin was expelled from her baby daddy's home because of health problems that would impair her ability to parent has stoked the fires. We must consider if Kemp has a point in criticizing Count or if she is overstepping her bounds and meddling in other people's business. Kindly leave a comment with your ideas. Thank you for viewing.